Hi guys, it's Hobby Ray here, and in today's video, my first video of the year in January 2021, I'm going to do another deck profile, and it is a Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. It is one of the best decks that I've been using last year, and it's fun, it does a lot of OTK, and it's easy to use. So without further ado, let's start the deck profile. To start, we have triple copies of Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. Now, what it does is that you can ritual summon this card with Chaos form. So, it doesn't said any only Chaos form. So, you can use Advanced Ritual Art to summon this monster right here. Other effects, it cannot be targeted, cannot be destroyed, and my favorite part is that it does double piercing damage. So for example, let's just say your opponent has a 0 defense positioned monster on the field and it's your turn. So Chaos Max goes for the attack, 4k attack times 2, you got 8k finito for your opponent. So next we have his baby brother, Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon. Same effect with Chaos Max, but with few flaws because you must use a Chaos form to ritual summon this card. If you don't use a Chaos form, you will not gain the effect of this Chaos Dragon. And the other effect, the best part is that when this card attacks, you can make as many monster in your opponent's side of the field, turn them into defense position, then make them 0 in the defense. So for example, you successfully summon this Chaos Dragon, and with this big brother Chaos Max, what you want to do is that Chaos Dragon first attack, piercing 3k, make all of the monster on the opponent's side of the field into defense, make them 0. Then for finale, we have Chaos Max for the final blow. Next, the ritual monsters, we have the Draco Overlord. Now this is the reason why this deck can go first. Chaos Max can go first because of this monster, because it reads that if this card is successfully ritual summoned, your opponent skip his main phase 1 and enters the battle phase. How crazy is that? And it's pretty good. And also it's like a Necros of Unicorn, but only has a few limits because it can only negate fusion, synchro, and exceed only. So links are exempted. Last of the ritual monsters, we have the Incantation Chalice Slime, because I run the Incantation engine, and also it searches an Incantation monster, then searches what tools you need to summon Chaos Max. So also has a side effect, which if you do not successfully ritual summon a monster your turn, you will lose 2,500 of your life points. So yeah. Next, triple copy of Blue Eyes White Dragon for the Chaos Max to summon. Next, 2 alternative white dragons, also for the Chaos Max to be summoned. And next, we have triple copies of Zaborg, the Mega Monarch. So it has a very good effect that when this card is successfully tribute summoned, you can destroy 1 monster on the field. It doesn't specifically say that opponent only, but you have the option to destroy your own monster on the field, because it has another effect that when you successfully destroy a monster due to his effect, you can dump uh, a few cards from the extra deck. Same with the opponent. We both dump cards from the extra deck to the graveyard depending on the level the monster that you destroyed. So I have a scenario example here that in you're the first turn, so you successfully summon Zaborg the Mega Monarch by tributing, then you can destroy also Zaborg because it doesn't says you cannot use Zaborg for this effect. Dump into the graveyard, then it's a level 8, as you can see. It's a level 8 right here. Then both players will dump 8 cards from their extra deck. And also, guys, also if you use to tribute summon a light monster to summon this card, you have another advantage of using that because he has this card's ability is that when the player will be the one to choose what to dump on the extra deck of the opponent. So let's just say that the opponent has triple copies of Dragoon and Access Code Talker and Boral Sword. So this card is a level 8. So I dumped it all into the graveyard. So you have now the advantage of winning. But you have to be wise on using Zaborg the Mega Monarch. Because we might encounter Effect Veiler or Impermanence. Next, we have Lava Golem for destroy some monster on the field, disturbing monsters, and also it can be used for Chaos Form to summon Chaos Max and trade in to discard level 8, then draw 2 cards. Next here we have triple copies of Monju of 10,000 Hands. So this monster, when summoned, you can search for ritual spell or ritual monster. Depends on what you need in your hand. Now for the incantation engine, I run triple copies of Candle, searching of spell from deck, Talisman Ray, search for the ritual monsters from the deck. Then for recycling of monsters, we have the Pencil Plume from graveyard to the hand. Then Bookstone, recycling of spell ritual. So that's it for the monsters. We move on to the spells. Now for the spells, we have 2 Chaos Form. I run only 2 because the third one, as for me, a bit trickish because I run tons of spells on this deck. Next, we have the Advanced Ritual Art, which in my opinion is better to use than Chaos Form. Then last one, the Ritual Spell, we have the Incantation Inception, which you will need a incantation monster in order to ritual summon a monster. Now for draw power, I have triple copies of Trade In, as I mentioned, while in the Lava Golem, discard 1 level 8, then draw 2 cards. Then I have here triple copies of Melody of the Awakening Dragon. This search your Chaos Max or your Blue Eyes, because discard 1 card, can search for a 3k or more attack monster from your deck. Then for reborning a monster from your graveyard. I run one monster reborn and triple copies of Return of the Dragon Lords, which when this card is when you use it and it's in the graveyard, you can remove this from play to prevent any effect that might affect your dragon monster, maybe destroyed. This one is very protective of your dragon. Next we have triple copies of Creature Swap, because this deck is very friendly. You can give an incantation, because all of my incantation monsters are 0. You can set them in defense position when they're special summons. So you have Creature Swap here. Creature Swap the incantation of your monster, then their opponent will choose one monster that he wants to give to me, and also it doesn't says once per turn, so this is permanent. It's like trading. Next we have here Mystic Box. So Mystic Box does is same with Creature Swap, but it destroys a monster of your opponent, and you give a one of your monster on your side of the field to your opponent. I mean. Then the last, the spies, we have Rai Geiki. Sometimes I use it in some very heavy, problematic monster your opponent controls. So that's it for the main deck. We move on to the extra deck. So I run Hope Harbinger, only one. Galaxy Eyes, 62. Full armor for destroying, and also the Blade Dragon. So that's it for the Galaxy Eyes package. I run Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. I only use it once. Neo Blue Eyes for dumping when I use Zaborg. Triple copies of Entity, also for dumping, because it has an effect which when this card is sent to the graveyard, I can destroy one card opponent on the field. So only in the opponent, on what I mean, only opponent, any card on your opponent's side of the field. Next, I also run triple copies of Herald of the Arclight. When this card is dumped also in the graveyard, it has an effect that I can search a ritual spell or a ritual monster from my deck to the hand. And last, the synchro, we have the Frame Lord Omega, which when this card is dumped to the graveyard, I can return one monster on either player's turn. So I can return one Herald or Elder Entity, depends on the situation. Then for the last two, for making 15 cards on the extra deck, we have Deco Talker, just for dumping when using Zaborg. Then Borrello Dragon, depends the situation. So that's it, guys, for this deck profile. I hope you like this video. Leave a comment if you want something that might help this deck to improve a lot, and if you like, just give a thumbs up. So thank you so much, guys, for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.